Magic Tree House Book 6, Chapter 4. Millions of them. Jack didn't move. He kept staring down at the forest floor. "What's wrong?" Annie called from above. Jack didn't answer. "You don't see any giant spiders, do you?" Annie said. "Well, no." Jack took a deep breath. "We have to keep going," he thought. "We have to find the special thing for Morgan." "No spiders, nothing scary," Jack called. And he started down the ladder again. Jack and Annie climbed down through the understory. Finally, they stepped onto the forest floor. Only a few rays of light slanted through the gloom. The trees were very, very tall and very wide. Vines and moss were hanging everywhere. The ground was covered with dead leaves. "Before we do anything, I'd better check the book," said Jack. He pulled out the rainforest book. He found a picture of the dark world under the treetops. He read, "In the rainforest, many living creatures blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage." "Oh man," said Jack. He closed the book and looked around. "There's tons of creatures down here. We just can't see them." "Really?" whispered Annie. She and Jack peered around at the quiet forest. Jack felt unseen eyes watching them. "Let's hurry and find the special things," whispered Annie. "How will we know when you find it?" Jack said. "I think we'll just know," said Annie. She headed off through the gloom. Jack followed. They crept between the huge trees and past hanging vines. Annie stopped. "Wait! What's that?" "What's what?" "Listen! That weird sound." Jack listened. He heard a crackling sound. It sounded like a person walking over leaves. Jack looked around. He didn't see anyone, but the sound got louder. Was it an animal? A giant bug? One that had never been named? Just then, the silent forest came alive. Birds took off into the air. Frogs hopped over the leaves. Lizards ran up the tree trunks. The weird noise grew louder and louder. "Maybe the book explains it," Jack said. He opened the book. He found a picture of different animals running together. He read, "When animals hear a crackling sound, they flee in a panic. The sound means that 3 million flesh-eating army ants are marching through the dead leaves." "It's army ants!" cried Jack. "Millions of them!" "Where?" cried Annie. Jack and Annie looked around wildly. "There!" Annie pointed. Army ants, millions and millions of them, were marching over the leaves. "Run to the treehouse!" cried Annie. "Where is it?" said Jack. Whirling around, all the trees looked the same. Where was the rope ladder? "Just run!" cried Annie. Jack and Annie took off. They ran over the dead leaves. They ran between wide tree trunks. They ran past the hanging vines and mosses. They climbed over thick roots. Jack saw a clearing ahead. It was filled with sunlight. "That way!" he cried. Jack and Annie hurried toward the lights. They pushed their way through the bushes. They burst on the bank of the river. They stared at the slow-moving brown water. "Do you think the ants will come this way?" Annie said, panting. "I don't know," said Jack. "But if we wade a few feet into the river, we're safe. The ants won't go into the water. Come on." "Look, look," said Annie. She pointed to a big log rocking at the edge of the river. The inside of the log was dug out. "It looks like a canoe," said Jack. He listened to the crackling sound in the distance. "Let's get in it, quick!" Jack shoved the book into his backpack. Then he and Annie carefully climbed into the dug-out log. Annie leaned out of it. She pushed it away from the bank with her hands. Wait, said Jack. We don't have paddles. Oops, said Annie. The canoe started moving slowly down the muddy river. 네, 여기까지 숨가쁘게 읽었는데요. 이번에 챕터 4는 조금 길었죠? Take a deep breath. 심호흡을 하다. 좀 뭔가 두려운 일, 무서운 일 닥치기 전에 이렇게 크게 심호흡을 하죠. Take a deep breath. 숨을 깊이 들이마시는 거예요. Jack took a deep breath. 잭은 크게 심호흡을 했어요. Take a deep breath. Be covered with. Be covered with 뭐뭐로 뒤덮인. 굉장히 많이 나오는 수건인데요. The ground was covered with dead leaves. Dead, 죽은 이파리들로 was covered with 뒤덮여 있었습니다. 낙엽, 죽은 잎들이니까 낙엽을 말하죠. 낙엽. 트리에서 정글의 나무들이 엄청 몰려 있잖아요. 잔뜩 밀집돼 있잖아요. 그러니까 떨어지는 나뭇잎도 굉장히 많겠죠. 그게 바닥에 떨어져서 다 죽은 이렇게 낙엽이 된 것들이 굉장히 많이 떨어져서 덮여 있는 거예요. The ground was covered with dead leaves. blend in with 하면 뭐뭐와 조화를 이루다 라는 뜻이에요. In the rainforest, many living creatures blend in with their surrounding. 열대우림 이 지역에서는 많은 여기 살아있는 생명체들이 주변과 조화를 이루고 있어요. 이 주변과 조화를 이룬다는 거는 왜 보호색 같은 거 있잖아요. 그래서 주변에 뭐 나뭇잎 색깔로 자기 몸을 바꿔놓거나 이파리 초록색으로 바꾸거나 뭐 갈색 땅 색깔로 바꾸거나 그럼 이제 보호색도로 변해 있어서 우리가 잘 쉽게 찾지 못하는 동물들이 있는데요. 그런 의미 여기 표현이 됐어요. blend in with 뭐뭐와 조화를 이루다. peer around, look around와 같아요. peer around, 주위를 둘러보는 거죠. She and Jack peered around at the quiet forest. 그래서 지금은 조용히 얘네가 땅에 딱 내려왔을 때 트리 하우스에서 사다리를 타고 내려왔을 때 주변은 굉장히 조용해요. 그렇게 가장 아래 부분이라서 햇살도 많이 들어오지 않고 어두컴컴하고요. 그러니까 아무것도 잘 안 보이죠. 그래서 주변을 살펴보는, 둘러보는 상황이에요. She and Jack peered around at the quiet forest. Peer around. Flee in panic. Flee in panic. 당황하여, 도망치는 거예요. When animals hear a crackling sound, they flee in panic. 여기서 지금 막 뭔가 이상한 크래클링 소리가 나요. 탁탁탁탁 소리 같은 거, 뭔가 발자국 소리 같은 그런 소리를 동물들이 들으면 막 도망간대요. 왜 그럴까요? 왜 도망칠까요? 네, 나오죠. 그게 바로 flesh eating, 육식성, 육식 살아있는 걸만큼 육식 채식 아니고 육식 채식이라고 하니까 좀 그렇죠. 아무튼 동물들이 육식 살아있는 생물들을 먹는 그런 개미들이에요. 왜 미이라 같은 영화 같은 거 보면 사막에서도 개미나 아니면 거기 나온 특유의 그 곤충들이 있는데 막 사람을 막 이렇게 먹는 그런 벌레들 나오죠. The sound means that 3 million flesh-eating army ants are marching through the dead leaves. 여기도 또 dead leaves 나오고요. marching. 이 sound 어떤 소리냐면 3 million, million은 100만인데 3 million이니까 3천만이죠. 3천만 마리의 육식성 군대, 육식성의 군대 아미들, 군대 개미들이 이런 낙엽 위로 막 달려드는 소리가 꼭 사람 발자국 소리처럼 들린 거죠. Flashy eating. Push one's way. push, 밀치고 나가는 거예요. They push their way through the bushes. push, bush 발음 비슷한데 첫 글자만 다르네요. push 밀치는 거고 bush는 덤불 같은 거죠. They pushed their way through the bushes. bank of a river, 강, 여기 bank 은행 아니죠. 둑이에요, 둑, 강둑이에요. They burst onto the bank of a river. They burst onto the bank of a river. 네, 여기까지 오늘 열심히 Book Chapter 4를 읽어봤습니다. 점점점 긴장감이 넘쳐 나는데요. 어, 겨우겨우 개미들을 피해서 막 달려와서 강에 이르렀고, 강에서 카누를 하나 발견해서 탔는데 뭐가 없어요. 노가 없어요. 패들이 없습니다. 어떡할까요? 이 아이들이 다시 이 강에서 살아남을 수 있을까요? 아마도 이 책 표지에 있는 이 장면이 발생할지도 모를 것 같아요. 카누에 노가 없으니 가고 싶은 방향으로 갈 수가 없잖아요. 그죠? 악어도 만나고요. 잡아먹히진 않겠죠, 설마? 네, 다음 시간에 다시 챕터 5를 읽어보면서 어떻게 이 상황을 모면해 나가는지, 헤쳐나가는지 같이 재미있게 보도록 하실게요. 오케이. 바이바이. See you next time.